everyone, I'm back with another video about a new Kingston DataTraveller Vault Privacy 3.0 for secure data transfer. So I want to make a quick video on how to use that on Linux. As you might have guessed, I'm on my Linux machine. So that's it doesn't show the version of Linux I'm using, which is OpenSUSE. So it's using a different kernel version, etc. Let's quickly have a look at what it looks like. So that's the USB drive. I've got the same one, the blue one, and it's got all these features: business grade security, super speed. Comes with a virus, but that's a different version. I don't have an antivirus version. It's got a safe console. It checks some boxes in security standards, etc. So it's a fairly sophisticated piece of hardware. Let's have a look. It comes with a manual, so I'm plugging it into the back of the computer. It opens up this DTV P30 and it gives you access to a partition that has the support documentation. I've got the manual here for Linux. It supports all three platforms, as you might have guessed from what it was showing here: Linux, Mac, Windows. Windows is that guy right there. And yeah, it gives you some system requirements. So the only important one with Linux is the kernel version, and from what you can see, I've got a kernel version 5 running, so I think we're good there. And they don't recommend using hubs, etc. So let's have a look at the folder for Linux. So you got Linux 64, and this is that's your working directory. So I'm going to quickly change directory on my terminal because we'll be using the terminal. So that's the directory we're supposed to be in. Now if I do ALS, we've got all these tools that you can use. So I'm gonna, because it's a new one, I'm just gonna do an initialize and show you what it looks like. So these are all executables. That's why they have asterisks next to them. So what we'll do is we'll do initialize and see what it comes up with. So that's the license agreement, password, make one, confirm password. So earlier we had this drive open. Now there's a new one that showed up, and that's the security one. And when I click on that, there should be empty. So to be able to access it, I should be logged in. So if I do log in, or let me do a log out and see what it looks like. Log out successful. So when I go back in, I don't see it anymore. I don't see the partition which had the secure data. So if I do log in, it should ask me for a password. I'm going to enter the password. Perfect, successfully logged in, and now there we go. We have the secure partition visible. Now there's one of the, let me show you that. So we checked login, logout, and initialize. Now there's a counter that they have that counts the number of unsuccessful logins. If you go up to 10 unsuccessful logins, the device will lock itself and you'll lose everything in your secure partition. If you don't remember the password, don't just keep typing different ones until you remember. Write down your password somewhere, otherwise you'll risk losing your data. That's the whole point of security. So if someone tries to break in typing passwords, at some point you want to trigger that and terminate your data or destroy the data. So have a backup copy of the data that you store on this drive somewhere else, as this data is prone to deletion when you don't remember the password. Now let's also have a look at the about one. Right, so it tells you it tells you what's the serial number of the device is, tells you the firmware version and the application version. The application version is what we're running here using the command line. Now if I also do TVP forgot password. Okay, we're all logged in. Okay, let's do log out. Log out. And forgot. Okay, it's gonna ask you forgot password reset. You will lose all your data. Are you sure? Yes. Enter a new password. As soon as you press yes, I think it formats the drive, but I might be wrong. So I'm gonna enter a new password. Here we go. Now I think it did the formatting at this point after I typed the new password because it needs it to encrypt the drive with. So I think that's it. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.